Warning. The content in this podcast contains some explicit language which may be offensive to some listeners and may be inappropriate for children. Therefore, the content in this podcast is intended for a mature audience only.
An open letter to the protesters outside the Planned Parenthood near my job, who stuck a cross in my face and told me, abortions are the largest genocide of black people. God won't forgive you for having one. I don't know how I became the finger to pull the trigger of your mouth. That's a lie. I know exactly what turns my lunch break into a firing range and why this clay pigeon of a body attracted your aim. But tell me more how you care about this largest genocide of black people when I never seen you at a Black Lives Matter protest. Wow. Tell me that you mourned Ayanna and Tamir and Jordan just as hard as you celebrated the shooting of a clinic in Colorado. Do you know how many years I've walked by your markers, your mantras, your megaphones, your picket signs and prayers that you cocked like pistols, and I've had to clench half a millennium of horror between my teeth. You don't know my God. You and mine ain't on speaking terms. My God understands the choices black women have needed to make in the face of genocide. My God understands how slave women pluck pearls from between their legs rather than see them strung up by the neck. My God does not condemn us women who, when faced with having to take claim of our bodies, do so with our chins unchained to the ground. Do you know how many years bodies like mine have been the choice for someone like you to make? Do you know how many years women like me have been equally afraid of both hangings and hangers? Wow. Yet we're still here every day carrying ourselves.
So, when'd you fall in love with hip-hop? Right here, what we're gonna do is go back.
This is MochaTea. This is Capri.
This is Dante.
And I'm Mika.
And it's Sunday.
We sound all boring.
I know.
Like Sunday? Like it's Sunday?
Are we? Is
I
it
feel
because
like it's Sunday.
we're full?
Probably because we're full.
On
Or tired.
on our elote.
We have. It was good. Oh yeah, we made our own elote. It was the bomb.
So, we've been looking for elote since we left your city in Dallas. And we didn't hit up a food truck in the city. It didn't taste like your city.
That shit was nasty.
We found out that it's at the flea market, but we never made it over there. And so we just then created our own.
It worked out. It was good.
It was real good.
It was good.
Dante still got a whole bowl full because I think her eyes was bigger than her stomach.
That's my second bowl. I'm gonna save it.
Yeah. You gonna eat it, ain't you, Dante?
Yes, I'm gonna put some more. Before you take your sriracha, I'm gonna put some more.
I'm leaving her, girl.
You are okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put some
Yeah,
more.
so
in
we'll
there.
have some for next time.
Mm-hmm.
Girl,
We'll
if
be
it lasts.
prepared. We will be prepared. You got a question for us?
Yeah. So question. So this is something I've kind of struggled with lately. And I think it's just because I just realized, probably about a couple days ago. No, actually, I realized like earlier, about a couple weeks ago. When is it okay to wear a bonnet with a person that you're sleeping with?
Well,
Like, so you meet a person, y'all been hanging out, chilling for about 2 or 3 weeks. 2 or 3 months, whatever. Not weeks wouldn't be, but months. When would you actually start wearing your bonnet around that person?
mine would have to be 6 months or longer.
Oh,
Yeah, and the only reason I say that is because, normally as far as, when it's something fresh, I don't think they should have to. I can go ahead and, you probably ain't living with them, so you ain't staying with them all the time. So if I'm going over there and, just visiting and we, kicking it together, I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to say, hold on, I wrap my hair up and I come to bed with this wrap and I got my bonnet on top of it. No, I'm gonna have to rock it out with the hair down or whatever it looked like, braid, whatever I got at that point until I get home.
So I'm going to say, because we made it official in June, and in September is when I put my bonnet. That's because we went out of town, and I didn't want to mess my hair up. So that was my first time. And then after that, shoot, it was a wrap.
But I'm saying, if y'all didn't go out of town at that point, 'cause that was about, 4 months? So if y'all didn't go out of town at that point and y'all was still just
3
here,
months. So it was 3 months. So I think 3 months is that's good enough for me. Because I used to, whenever I would stay over there, I would just like try to, try to sleep all cute and stuff. But then I have to go home and fix my hair. And I wasn't going to be doing that for no 6 months. Like, you just going to have to get used to seeing me, like, with my hair up on.
So
I'm going to say 3 months.
I have still never worn my bonnet in my situation. Y'all know it's almost 2 years. And I realized this. So I have a silk pillow. And y'all know he's been coming to my house since the whole thing with his situation with his house or whatever. But I just sleep on my silk pillow. And so like it's funny because one day he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, just chilling. And he was like, I want to come over. And I was like, I sit here with a shower cap on, bonnet on. And I see him to mention, he was like, so then like after we got through the conversation, we had kind of made the decision he wasn't coming over. But he was like, FYI, a bonnet doesn't bother me. But I have yet to still put a bonnet on my head. Yeah, I'll sleep with my bonnet on all the way up to that point. And then when he come over, I don't know why. Even when I would go over his house, I have never slept in a bonnet with him.
So to be honest, that was when, I would say when we stayed at the hotel, that's when I slept with a bonnet and the first time I numbered 2 around him.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
Maybe he got too comfortable.
But he was going down to the lobby to use it to number 2. But I was like, shoot, we got this room. I don't know. I mean, if we're gonna be in a relationship, if we're gonna be in a relationship, I might as well.
Because I remember the first time I ever actually passed gas in front of my husband was when I was pregnant with Jayden. First time ever.
Dang.
And girl, and when I did it, I was like, oh God, he was like, I don't believe that's the first time you ever did that shit and you carrying my baby. I was like, I know, right? I was like, yeah, now after that, woo, that was like the reliever. After that, I was like, hell yeah, and I'm carrying your baby. I feel like, whew. There wasn't no hiding nothing in.
Okay, that was going to be the next question is, when is it okay to pass gas in front of somebody you're dating?
I don't really think that's necessarily okay, but see, I pass gas in my sleep. Not all the time.
That's embarrassing. And then I think I felt that before and I woke up like, ooh, did I?
No, it's because y'all know, like, for a minute there, I was kind of going through, like, some stomach problems and I didn't really know what was going on. And so my stomach would just be hurting and I would hold the gas. The whole time I would be over there and as soon as I get relaxed, laying in the bed, then it just come out.
What do you do?
And so, nothing. I would just sit there and, like, make sure it don't stink. Kind of smell like, you see, like, did he wake up? Did he move? And he didn't do nothing. And then one time on the phone, he was like, something about you passed gas in your sleep. But I really wasn't asleep. I mean, because, you sitting there and you're trying to hold it and you're trying to go to sleep and you kind of feel it and you tighten your booty cheeks back up and you're trying to hold it. And then as soon as you, like, get into a deep sleep, then it just woke me up. Yeah, you let it go.
So the one time I think that I have passed gas, it was when I was peeing on the toilet. And you when you peeing and it'd be like, yes. But that was me being in my own house. But the walls, like when you're in the bathroom, it echo. Yes. So I don't know if he heard it or not. He ain't never pointed it out. He ain't never said nothing. But I just feel like, I don't know. I still like that. I don't know. It takes me a long time to get like warmed up to like just. It probably takes me longer to warm up and pass gas around you than it do to take for the bonnet. I might pull out the bonnet in the next couple of whatevers. But when you natural, and the way I'm natural, so I look like Sealy. So, I think I need to wait a little bit longer.
So you would rather look like Sealy around him?
No, I'm saying, no, I don't twist up nothing. I pull it up into my pineapple and I just lay on it. But okay. But y'all know I don't care about frizzy, messy hair anyway. So I'm usually, the luck that I've been in is I'm usually at the end where I'm almost like need to reset anyway. So then I just get up and it don't really matter because that's what I was going to do anyway.
And it's not an everyday thing anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They not sleeping every day. So just think about me and my husband from the day we met, 6 months in, that was good. You know, because we was together from every day after that.
Right.
But girl, after that time, I was like, shoot, yeah.
Yeah,
But I still didn't pass gas. It had to be, I didn't get pregnant about a year and a half later.
Oh, okay.
With Jayden.
Yeah, the passing gas thing.
And I was just like, I looked at him, he looked at me, he was like, I don't believe you just did. That's the first time you ever. I was like, I know, crazy. Right? I was like, I guess I feel comfortable. I'm curious. I feel a little bit comfortable now.
But no, I still wouldn't purposely pass gas around somebody. I would. It's always been an accident. Yeah. I would go into another room, bathroom, something like that. But I wouldn't just be laying there like, ooh, I got gas, and just like let it out. I wouldn't do that.
I used to say it, not just purposely let it out, but if I had, I'd be like, ooh, babe, oh, shoot. I was like, I done ate that ice cream. And he'd be like, you probably don't. He had asked me, I started rubbing myself. He'd be like, your ass got gas. I'm like, yes. Oh, my God, I do. But he used to be like, we never was one of them couples. You know how some couples go in the bathroom with each other? Like somebody on the stool and we ain't never been that couple.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like I'm not finna be in there brushing my teeth and combing my hair while you should know. And if I do go in there, it means I really need to go in there and just get something and I'm gonna come on out.
That's how I would do when I would hold my breath.
Yeah, we ain't never been that couple.
Because I don't need, because if I smell your shit, it might turn me off. We may have to do something. Y'all know that's my thing. So cheating on me is a turn off. And if I smell shit anywhere close, around, in the vicinity, around you, on me, on you, that's why I can't stick my finger nowhere up close. If I smell shit, I'm done.
I'm good on that one. Yeah.
That whole meme that Dante sent us.
Yes.
Oh, girl, that would have been. I'd have been done.
I can't even.
She said no. Oh, last time I did that, he smelled like shit on my stomach. So there's this meme Dante sent us with this girl, this dude is like sitting on her chest and she's sucking his dick. And she said,
he's playing
with him. And this girl commented above it and was like, the last time I did this, my chest smelled like shit.
Because his ass was straddled.
On her chest.
And so when he got up, her chest
smelled like shit. Hell no.
See, I already got the thing with the whole and now
if you smell like booty, shit. It's one thing for you to pass gas. I understand that concept. But if you smell like shit, like not just fart shit, if you smell like shit, anywhere on, around, close to, if I'm sucking your thing and I smell shit, if I'm done. I'm checking. Don't even call me no more. You gonna get blocked before you even walk out the front door.
That's disgusting.
Hell yeah, that's nasty as hell. So I can't come in there while you shitting. And please don't come in while I'm shitting. Like
that's just not. I don't know. It's never been a thing where I know a lot of couples probably did it, but there ain't never been no thing where we did that shit. Hell no.
Right.
Like,
my sister and her husband do that. That's their thing. But they do she pick his face.
See, I'm okay with that. I'll pick my husband's face all day long, or if he got something in his head, I'm all on his head, on his back. Like, babe, lay down. You got a blackhead on your back. I'm all for that. But no, we're not finna sit in the
they was like dating. When they were dating, they was sitting in the bathroom with each other. Mm-hmm. I just can't do that. Like, I'm gonna need you to.
But why though? Just wait till I come out.
But some people feel comfortable with it.
I just can't do it.
Some people
I can't shit when she's sitting there looking at me.
I can't do it with nobody in there. It just throws my whole thing off. It was there, and I said my stomach was hurting. Then as soon as Jake walked in the bathroom or something, I'm like, get out so I can, because it just stops. Right. Anytime somebody's around, I cannot. I can't either. Enough to go.
Like even if I had to go, so like if you sitting in a stall at work, because oh my gosh, that's like a big pet peeve for me. It's for like you to be in a stall, and it's like 20 other stalls in there, and somebody sits right beside you. Ain't nobody else in this bathroom. You pick the stall right beside me.
We only have 2 stalls.
It's one thing when it's just 2 stalls.
That's different.
That's different. But if it's a whole bathroom right. Why did you come and sit right next to me?
No, I get it. I'm just saying we only have 2, which sucks because when the person comes in and they stomach hurt and they just and it's like, oh my god, let me hurry up and get the hell out of there.
And that's gonna be an issue for me because even when I go out of town,
and then
I can't use it when I go out of town. So when I'm on a cruise,
I can as long as I'm not as long as it's not a whole lot of other people.
I cannot.
I can. That's why I bring my spray.
Yes, obviously.
I can too. I get it done. I'm gonna have to get it done. But the thing is, I just don't need don't sit next to me in the stall stall because if somebody comes, like if I'm at work and somebody comes and sits next to me, like I automatically just stop. Like even if I just shit a little bit, like I just stop. My body be like, why the fuck? I will sit there till that person gets done and leave.
It depends. If they sit next to me number 2, then I just feel comfortable.
No, if they sit there, I don't.
I'll go ahead.
Girl, I will get up, flush the toilet, go out and wait for their ass to leave and
come back
in.
I will too.
I just can't. My body don't operate like that. It's like
I don't want nobody beside me, and I don't want nobody
right.
And I guess my body just don't let me do it when I'm out of town because my stomach be hurting so bad being on a trip.
Really?
Yes, that when we take this cruise, I'm gonna be so sick.
You're gonna be stopped up.
Mm-hmm.
I have no issues.
Girl, I mean, I'm gonna get it done. Hold on now, look, I go every day, so it's gonna get done. Hold on, and the good thing is, if we in a room and everybody leave and go on whatever they do, and I can go back to the room by myself. And
I feel like this conversation is making my stomach hurt.
You know what? I probably
Yeah, she gotta go boo boo.
Somebody in the bathroom. Who in the bathroom? Hurry up.
Who in the bathroom?
Girl, I think Debbie.
Oh, girl. We don't have time for this. Oh my god. Oh, she said, "Oh, I think my stomach is starting to make me happy. I gotta go."
This conversation. It's activating my body. I'm sitting here, I'm getting gas.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's so
Why does she keep walking off? Oh my god. Only Dante.
Only Dante.
Oh god.
That's because she talking about she comfortable.
That stomach is probably hurting.
Right. Tell me she comfortable anywhere, honey. I ain't comfortable like that.
Oh,
Okay. Baby, I will hold it. I'll hold it, honey. I'll go to some random. I always go, like, when I have to go if I'm at work and I just gotta go, we got 2 different bathrooms.
See, we do too.
Girl, I will go to the big bathroom, go to the very last stall. Girl, and I'll be looking to make sure ain't nobody in there. Because if somebody in there, we got one upstairs that is just a single bathroom. Girl, I will go up to the single bathroom, close that door, lock that door, and do what I got to do. Because, honey, please don't come sit next to me.
I hate that. Oh my god, I hate that. I'll be like, are you serious?
Right. I hate that just anywhere. Like, why? I sent that message. Like, people don't know, like, they have boundary issues. Why do you go sit next to somebody in a 20-stall bathroom and take a shit? Like, why would you do that? Like,
I don't know.
I'm confused.
But
You needed a partner?
Like, we're not going to talk or nothing. You know, why would...
We're not sitting here having this conversation. You couldn't go to the one across.
Anything.
Anything. Like, you had to come sit right next to me and take a shit. Like, this is weird.
And I just be sitting there like, are you serious?
Right.
And I'm just sitting there. And then sometimes they just sitting there, right? And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, okay, we playing the wait out game. Like, I'm going to just come back.
Here, let me get
Let
up.
me come back.
Flush. I'll come back.
Yeah, so I just go to the other bathroom. One of them.
Right. I'll go find another bathroom.
Girl, yes. Because I'm like, obviously this is not going to work. Girl, this is not going to work.
Excuse us, you guys. We're talking about our bowels today. It is what it is, though.
Okay.
Hey, we said we was wrong on enticing a cut.
Yeah. Wrong. Girl, enticing.
Uncut.
Yeah. That's us. That is us.
So, I guess we got a couple conversations to have. Some important conversations to have this week.
Yes.
So, first one being the whole abortion laws that are spreading quickly like wildfire across the United States of America.
And let's what states it is? It's in
so currently Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Ohio. I think there's a couple more, but I don't know them right now. So I'm going to Google them because I feel like Dante had it on her phone, but since she has
she just had to
since she has to excuse herself, I did not look it up. So everybody's trying to, basically what it is abortion was legalized under Roe versus Wade, and a lot of states are trying to overturn that law. So we have Georgia, Ohio, Kentucky, Mississippi, Alabama, Those are it. It's pending in Oklahoma though and Texas. So basically, it's basically making it a criminal act to have an abortion. What's your thoughts on that one?
Girl, that is crazy. Because my thing is, it can be a lot of reasons why. And I understand the fact that, probably, of course, hopefully people protecting themselves. But what if something happens in that case? We protected ourselves, had sex, still got pregnant. And, I'm just not ready. You're not ready to be a mother at that point. What if you just didn't want to?
Well, it's basically saying it's the heartbeat law. So basically, or the heartbeat bill is what it is. So basically saying that the fetus, by the time it's going to be considered a human at 6 weeks of a fetus, so basically anything past that is criminal.
But I didn't find out. I was pregnant to 6 weeks with both of my kids. What about you?
With Legend I was sooner. So only because I'm so regular on my period, I completely missed my period. So I was probably about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks when I found out with Legend. Okay. But with Anaya, I was like 6 weeks.
Oh, yeah,
but that was my first pregnancy. Like, I just didn't know. And I was, you'd be like, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And it never came. So that was my thing with Anaya. But with Legend, I was like, by then, you're talking, Anaya was like 11. For 11 years, I didn't have a period every month. Like, I don't have irregular periods that come at the same time every month.
Mine did too, but I think maybe I just didn't go, you kind of, about that next week, you thinking it's going to come, and that next week you just take a test.
Right.
So that's 6 weeks right there.
Right.
My 28 days, I'm on a 28-day cycle. If it didn't come within that 30 days, I'm like, I'm like, well, give it till next week. That next week, I was already 6 weeks, so it didn't matter.
Right. So that's the other part about it. So if you're 6 weeks pregnant when you find out, like, that's shitty. Because most women don't find out till about 4 to 6 weeks.
Exactly.
And then you get into this point where you're 6 weeks pregnant and you ain't even had time to tell him. Because that's the other part. You find out, you tell him, and then y'all try to make a decision as to what you're going to do. And most times that take a couple of weeks. Y'all talking about, like, how this is going to look, what this is going to look like, whatever. And then you make a decision. Most states have allowed you to do it up to 12 weeks.
With the new bill?
No, the old.
Dante's back.
I'm back.
Dante's back.
My stomach was hurting. I'm serious. I was feeling fine. And then we start having this conversation. And I'm like, well, damn. Feeling
Welcome back, Dante.
Welcome back, Dante.
We read the states and stuff for you because you had pulled
So basically what we were saying is the new law says that at 6 weeks pregnant, basically it's criminal to abort a baby after that. But Mika's saying when she was 6 weeks pregnant is when she found out she was pregnant. So I'm saying the way that the process typically goes, you find out you're pregnant and then you try to find a good time to tell him, which may be 8 weeks-ish. And then y'all try to make a decision based upon that, like as to what you're going to do. You keeping it, you're getting rid of it, what we doing, and then you kind of move forward. I said, but the old law in Oklahoma is you could abort your baby up to 12 weeks.
Right.
And so the new law would basically give you 6 weeks and basically say at 6 weeks you stuck. And and it's criminal. It's not even just the fact that it's criminal. They're giving women life.
Exactly.
In prison for aborting a baby.
Which is crazy.
A man that rapes a woman, who may rape a woman, ain't getting life in prison. So you can rape me, I get pregnant, and if I abort my baby, I get more time.
And you get about 8 years.
Then you get for raping me.
And that's crazy.
That's hella crazy. Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, and then the other...
I don't know. I guess I feel like some people abort because they don't have the finances to take care of a kid. And so it's like you're forcing them. Basically, to me, it seems like the state is going to be out of more money because there's going to be more people on, food stamps and, assistance because they can't take care of kids.
Okay, well, then I saw that there was another... so this is a different angle. So I did also see where they were saying that there's 3 ways to continue to make whites a majority. So basically what they're saying is whites are becoming a minority. So in order to keep them from becoming a minority, what you do is you basically force white women to have babies. because 60% of abortions by statistics are completed by white women. So they were saying that you could do what they do in other European countries, and that is pay women to have babies. But if you pay women to have babies, you basically have to pay every race to have a baby. So, you know, do you really want to do that? Whatever. And then there was one other way. I can't remember the other way. But the third way was basically by forcing women to continue to have babies. So basically banning abortion and forcing them to have the baby, which allows whites to be majorities. Also, with the new bill, fetuses are now considered humans.
Do you really think this bill is going to stay around? Because I've gone to an abortion clinic with somebody, and it was a ton of young white girls in the abortion clinic. So I don't know, because what it look like, say you're, you know, this wealthy white man and your 14-year-old is pregnant. You're going to abort that baby because you don't want your family to be looked down upon or whatever. I mean, what are they going to do?
So then this is the other part. You know that whites get under the table abortions as well. So I don't think that what I think is going to happen is those that can still afford to abort and duck their 14-year-old up under the table and get an abortion and nobody knows about it. It's a family secret. We never talk about it. Blah, 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 blah. I think those will probably continue.
Okay,
but you don't criminalize. But you can't criminalize. But you got enough money that it's the same thing. What happens is...
Okay, but what if you don't have a lot of money, but you still don't want your family looked at like that?
But you're not... Most times they're not going to do that. So you got... The wealthy continues to remain wealthy because of power. So if I have the power to abort my child's baby, we probably have the power to buy an attorney, whatever. But those who can't afford it, that's where it creates an issue. Because if I can't afford a baby, or we can't afford kids, and blah, 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 that's where your issue comes in at. But who cares about those people? Because that's the other part, is you forcing people to have babies that when they get here, they're decreasing the amount of assistance they're giving people at this point. So they're taking away food stamps, medical insurance. My question is what you're going to do about birth control, because if abortions is an issue, you know, birth control is free right now. Are you going to reverse the whole...
But who is birth control free for, though?
Birth control is free. If you have health insurance, your birth control is free.
Exactly.
You
have health
But that's what I'm saying. But you know they're trying to... But it's under the so-called Obamacare. So they're trying to reverse that law as well and say that it's unconstitutional for Obamacare. So basically they're going to go trying to reverse that back. So if you can't afford health insurance and you can't afford birth control, which goes back to what it was you can't afford an abortion and you stuck with a baby.
Exactly.
That you either didn't want or couldn't afford. Like what?
So what are they expecting people to do? Just if you can't take care of it, then adopt? Have somebody
adopt your baby. That is definitely one of the things they're pushing now. Is then just adopt the baby after somebody else. I mean, I feel like we're in, and I've said this on several occasions because I'll deal with it in watching people in my field of care. White people go to church, not necessarily. I've never ran into a black couple that does it, but I'm just going to tell you, white people, the ones that I've run into, they have these churches that have told them basically their purpose is to come out and save all these little babies. So they go to they join these adoption groups or whatever, and as a church, they are adopting all these kids, and they feel like this is their purpose in life. So a lot of them, when we get the issue with it is, I get that this may be your purpose, but this is not what this is for. Like, this is not, we're here to keep families together. And you constantly have to fight that battle to even get them to because they're under the assumption, because I don't know what they preaching or teaching in these groups, but their purpose in life is to save these little babies and raise these little babies and give these little babies these little nice lavish lives.
But that's a good thing, though.
It is.
That part is a good
thing at our church too.
To an extent, I think it is, because the other part about it is, if you're a good parent who just had a bad day, then you're fighting against that purpose in life. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if really we just had whatever situation we had, I'm overcoming my situation. Now, if I don't have the money or the means to fight you, I'm fighting against your purpose, which you're willing to go and hire attorneys and some more shit.
I'm talking about people who willingly give their babies up for adoption, not people.
I mean, but if that's where you're going,
and
then you know what I'm saying. If you're willing, if you're willing to adopt, if you're willing to adopt kids, but what if you get to a point where you like adoption has to be hard? You go through a whole pregnancy.
That's what I'm saying. That's the part that I don't feel is right, because you're taking away that woman's choice. And you're making her carry this baby that she knows she can't take care of, and you're forcing her to give the baby away. Yes. Because she knows she can't take care of this kid.
Right.
I mean, and sometimes...
And the best decision may be for her to give it away, because you don't want to just struggle.
And sometimes abortion is easier because it's, you do it, it's done. You don't have to sit and carry this baby, and then at the end, look at this baby that you just gave birth to and give it away.
Or give the baby away one day in your life and look up and try to figure out, I mean, maybe 10 years down the road, you're in a better place, and you have this person who shows up at your front door asking why you gave them away. When you've recreated your life, and maybe you got married, and you got other kids, you got your picket fence and whatever, and then you got another estranged child out here and hopefully what you did was you adopted them to a good family. Because what if they end up in the system somewhere? You thought you adopted them to somebody great, and then they end up somewhere, and so the life you thought that you was giving your baby,
it didn't happen.
So that would make me feel like shit if my baby came to my front door later and told me that they was living in a house where they was being raped every day by the old man. Because it happens. And my intentions might have been to give you a better life, but if you show back up in my front door some years later and tell me that wasn't what you got, I might feel some kind of way about that. Because the other option would have been for me to just not have you, because I was just not in a space to have that.
And we talked about where people may self-inflict, you know what I'm saying, where you basically may give yourself an abortion, and if they find that out for some reason, they find out that you are doing that, you still gonna do time.
10 years. You can get up to 10 years.
Exactly.
And not only that, but then if someone, so say for instance you're in Georgia, you leave the state of Georgia and go somewhere else to get an abortion, you can get time in prison for that if they find out. Also, you can get time in prison for like the person that takes you. So say for instance somebody from Georgia comes to Oklahoma, gets an abortion. It's my cousin or my niece or whatever. They come to get that done. Then it's completely possible that I might have to, that the person that's doing it can be an accessory to a crime and get time in jail for assisting you.
Exactly. Which is crazy. Once again.
Very crazy.
So I don't know. I don't know about putting limits on a woman's body like that. I just don't.
It's crazy because you read all of these memes, and one of the memes said if men could give birth to children, it would be an abortion clinic in every 7-Eleven.
Okay.
Because men just wouldn't, if you had to, but the thing is you want to control what a woman's body does. I just feel like we've taken so many steps in women's rights, and like we're reversing that all the way around.
Like we took 10 steps forward only to take 15 steps back. Man.
Like, what's going on? Like, I don't. But then they were talking about, like, other things. Like, so if you have all these humans, you give fetuses human rights. If a mom's in prison, do you really have the right to leave the mama in prison because this baby didn't do anything, and this baby's a human? You're counting it as a citizen, because they're going to start counting fetuses as citizens. So if you're counting this fetus as a citizen, the mom's in prison, the baby's done nothing, do you release the mom? Like, what do you have to do in that place? Because now you're holding all these citizens in prison for a crime they didn't commit. So that becomes an issue as well. So a lot of it is they're trying to reverse Roe versus Wade. That's what it is. So I guess my thing is like, hey, I don't know, like, how do you fix that? Outside of protesting?
How can he fix that?
I mean, I know that they're trying to sue. They're doing a lot of, like, trying to take it to court and suing and things like that to try to, like, basically say it's unconstitutional. But if they reverse the verdict on Roe versus Wade, which gives the legal right to get an abortion, then you don't have a legal standing on it.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody doesn't know what Roe versus Wade is, it is the adoption. Basically, it gives the right for a woman to have an abortion. Sorry, it was a 1973 Supreme Court decision to legalize abortion in all 50 states. So basically, what they're doing is trying to overturn that Supreme Court decision.
Yeah, boy, that law will change anything on you. No matter, boy. We live in a world that the law will change anything on you.
They're also like talking about like imprisoning the doctors. So if a doctor performs an abortion, I mean they just gonna pretty much make it damn near impossible. So me as your friend, I can't take you because I may go to jail. If you terminate your own baby, you still may get time in jail because there was like a medication or something that women can take that would cause you to abort.
When it apple cider?
No, it's an actual like it's like some kind of, I don't remember the name.
I read it because it was in there. It was they said you could just was for abortion, but it was something simple to get over the counter.
Yeah, it's something you can get over the counter. That's real simple that you can take that you shouldn't take because you have a high risk of aborting your baby.
I thought it was something though.
But you can basically take that medication, and if they find out that you did, then you can serve time for that.
Exactly.
But if I abort my own baby, I could. But that's the other issue is they were having like abortions are less like deadly because women end up dying trying to abort babies and trying not to have babies. And so it was safer to have the law in place so that you could monitor a woman if she does decide to have an abortion, or that somebody professional could do it for her so that she doesn't hurt or harm herself.
And I think that's the thing, like with this new bill is they're going to run the risk of a lot of women trying to harm them. I mean, not trying to harm themselves, but actually harming or killing themselves because they're going to be taking probably bleach and all type of stuff. And then what if they don't? What if they take all this stuff and they're not able to abort the baby, but they're still forced to have it? And then you dealing with a baby with possible birth defects.
Well, that's another reason why women have abortions too, because you do know you can have a legal abortion if you they go and do all that testing and you can find out like if you have your baby has some kind of deformity or some kind of something, like you can abort your baby before you bring that baby into the world. Say for instance you're not in a space where you can take care of a medically fragile baby.
So is that option going away as well because it has a heartbeat?
Yep, all of it. They're basically saying that even incest and rape, they're not even making exclusions for some of that.
Are you serious?
Dead ass. Some of the bills basically were not making exclusions for that.
So what are the what's exempt?
Okay, the ban makes abortion illegal in virtually all cases, including cases of rape and incest. And doctors who perform, this was the one in Alabama, it's the most restrictive abortion law in the country. Doctors who perform abortions could face life in prison. Georgia, Ohio, Kentucky, and Mississippi proposed a so-called heartbeat bills this year and successfully got them signed into law. These bills generally ban abortions after a fetal heartbeat is detected, which can be as early as 6 weeks into a pregnancy. Alabama's takes effect in November. Georgia's takes effect January 1 of next year. It's unclear if those laws will go into effect because they are likely to face numerous legal challenges. The Kentucky bill has already blocked by a federal judge, and the Ohio and Mississippi bans, both set to take effect this summer, are being challenged in court. Missouri lawmakers have passed another restrictive abortion bill, moving a step closer to becoming the latest state to ban abortion from after a heartbeat is detected. There's a growing list of states seeking to limit abortion rights, but at least 11 of them have proposed legislation that specifically mentions heartbeat detection. Some of the proposed bills in Florida, Louisiana, Illinois, New York, South Carolina, Tennessee, and West Virginia are still making their way through the legislative process, while others, like the ones in Texas, Maryland, and Minnesota, failed to gain traction.
That's crazy. I'm glad I can't even have kids no more. Not saying that I would go through that, but just the fact that even if I wanted to, I couldn't. don't even have that right. I mean, being in Oklahoma, I have it, but what if I lived in one of those states?
I mean, but I feel like
have
Oklahoma's
it
not
now.
far behind
Yeah.
it.
No, it's not. I mean, I
Yeah.
told you, when I looked on the website, it said that it was pending.
I mean, the thing like I said, for me, I feel like it doesn't matter what the fuck I decide to have an abortion for. That's my choice. And it's my body. And when this baby gets here, I have to take care of that baby. I can't drop, and I feel like at some point, and maybe this will be something for the motherfucking legislature, start dropping them goddamn babies off at their front door. You wanted this, you felt like I need to have this baby, so then you take the motherfucking baby. I feel like when you get to that level of just being like, well, you just gonna force a woman, because childbirth in and of itself creates issues within a woman. You can have postpartum. You looking at your body ain't the same. It's just so much that goes into just having a whole baby.
So what are the statistics as far as abortions? How many per year? Did it talk about that?
No, don't say that in this one.
I'm just
Let's see.
curious.
It's probably pretty high.
I mean, I just want to know, like, how many more kids are going to be born per year?
Per year now.
Yeah.
Probably double.
If they're born, but you got a lot of that whole, they had to put like stuff in place so that we didn't have people like just, they have like where you can drop your baby off at the fire department. Annual abortion statistics. Based on the latest state level data, approximately 879,000 abortions took place in the United States in 2017.
Wow, that's a lot.
Hell yeah, that's a lot.
That's almost 1 million abortions.
That is crazy.
That's crazy.
And they say, like I said, whites are 60%. White women are 60%.
So, okay, so with pregnancy tests, because I haven't taken a pregnancy test in forever, do you have to miss your period before you take the pregnancy test, or have they advanced technology now to where you can take it?
Girl, I don't know.
They have advanced it. So when they do allow you to take it within so many weeks now, like like you used to have to be like
wait for your
a month or wait for you to miss your period. You can literally wait like 2 weeks now, I think. And
But what would make you even think? I guess just because of that.
I mean, what if you're trying? Like you got families and parents, like people
now,
who
I can
are
understand
trying.
them, taking. But what if you ain't necessarily trying? What would make you want to take a pregnancy?
I mean, if
test?
you say you had sex with a person and a condom broke, and
I can understand
in 2
that.
weeks, or
Yeah.
you had sex and you just so happen to get hot and bothered, see me or whatever, and y'all didn't use a condom.
Well.
So situations like that I can see.
Y'all, people better. I'm gonna recommend that people, if you gonna get hot bothered and whatever, you better for sure put that condom on, or have the plan B after or something. Because,
my question is, are they going to even keep the whole plan B?
Oh,
well, no heartbeat. So I don't
plan B. Why not? Yeah,
because you take it within 72 hours,
right?
Yeah.
So it's nothing there,
and it's
possibly.
not really the abortion pill.
Right. So yeah, I think the plan B, but maybe they're doing that too. I mean, whoever's making the plan B, their sales are gonna go up. They're gonna make a whole lot more money, and condom sales are probably gonna increase.
Hopefully, it would.
No, I think so. Because you ain't trying to get her pregnant,
Sure
she gonna,
and hopefully she ain't trying. I bet a lot of women start maybe STDs and all that to go down.
Hopefully,
maybe.
But that doesn't mean. I mean, I don't think people. Okay, so this is the other part. Babies are an afterthought. I don't think that people get into the hot and steamy, bothered space and we just have sex. Because some stuff just happens. You just in the space together. We just messing around. We just have sex. And, I mean, because I've had stories where, they like, well, I didn't even come. You do a DNA test and the baby is that person's. Like, I don't know, well, your pre-cum was pretty strong, brother. But
I think people will be a little bit more aware. Because I really do. Because I think, like, now, if you just happen to have sex, we can just go get an abortion. We can abort the baby. But now that option is being taken away.
Be at worse.
But let me explain something to
so.
you. Poor people don't necessarily have abortions like y'all think they do. That's why there's 60% white women.
Yeah, because most poor people don't have $400 or $500
to go and have an abortion.
Right.
So to say that that's going to raise awareness, we already have an extreme abundance.
Within some people, it will raise awareness.
It will only raise awareness in white America.
Well, that's what happened.
We can't say just white America though.
Well, I'm saying to you that at this point we got an abundance of poverty because I got some families that got 10 and 11 and 12 kids, honey. They ain't stopping to think about no condom or no nothing, honey.
Poverty
But
does not
listen,
think about
this bill is not going to
condoms.
affect them. They're still having them.
We're not trying to get rid of them.
I like you said, I don't think it'll really affect anybody.
But we're talking about the people that are having them.
But if you are in poverty, say for instance, but see, this is the other part. You have a 17-year-old son. Like, we're not impoverished. We don't really, by income wise, make it to like middle class. Because middle class is like 6-digit, 6-figure families, whatever. We're like that working poor, whatever they call it, so whatever. But if your baby gets a girl pregnant, you're going to do everything you can as a parent to try to protect your child and your child's future. Meaning, if that means that I'm giving you half on this abortion, that's what we're doing because my baby's not having a baby. And they're taking that option away from us. So meaning that whereas your baby, you say, yeah, maybe they'll be more aware, but teenagers are teenagers.
I'm going to tell my son, if you think you may have accidentally slipped up, take a pregnancy test over there.
No, they ain't no pregnancy. I need you to.
No, I mean, like,
I'm
I'm not talking about same day. I'm talking about 2 or 3 weeks later. If you think there's a possibility, go on and take one. Because I don't want to wait until she missed her period and she's scared to tell you, and then it's too late.
But what if she just but what if it's one of them? He just slid through. We was just drunk. We just slid on through, and I ain't seen her again. She showed back up at my front door 6 to 8 weeks later. Because that happens too. I don't really know how to get in contact with her.
Shit out of luck. I mean, ain't much you can do about that.
But that's what I'm saying. That's where it becomes that's where it becomes an issue for us. Not necessarily because people in poverty, they just gonna continue to have babies. That's what a lot of times that's what the hell is happening. They can't afford a $400, $500 abortion. But whereas me as a parent who busts my ass, works hard, I'll put up some money for an abortion to make sure that my kids are okay so we don't fuck up their future. You know what I'm saying? So if somebody shows up at my front door, now I got to try to hope that I'm going to be, again, like I've said on several occasions, now I got to be the parent to say, if you slip up, you need to show up with a plan B to tomorrow. And you need to keep her there. Hold on, make sure she take it and keep her there all day until she take the second.
So I'm wondering, because you said like if you live in a state, reside in a state where it's illegal, and you drive to a state where it is legal, I wonder if the doctor is required to report that, because I'm pretty sure you have to give them your ID and information. I wonder like if they see if you have a Georgia driver's license, if they're required to report that.
I doubt that. But if in Georgia it's illegal for the doctor and the doctor can serve time, I doubt that he's going to report that. Does that make sense? Because that means
I'm saying if she she crossed state lines. Say she drove into Florida. Florida's legal in Florida, illegal in Georgia. Is the doctor in Florida required to report her?
But
he's
if
not
I was
perform
a doctor,
but she showed up.
Yeah. If I'm a doctor, I'm gonna take that money, because if I'm an abortion doctor, I recognize the legal right to it. I'm probably gonna do it, and I'm probably not gonna report that.
Not if I can serve time, I'm not.
But I'm probably gonna do it because.
But just said he could possibly serve time, right?
He could, but why would I report it?
So
then
why would he risk that for $400?
But a lot of them have been risking it. So when you got protesters sitting outside your front door every day, and you got to work like that, a lot of them aren't like, this ain't a peaceful career. I'm doing this for the rights of women.
Protesters are different than the law, though. If it's gonna cause me, because I'm doing this abortion, I'm trying to make this little bit of money or whatever, then I could possibly go to prison and lose everything. Why would I run the risk of doing that?
Doctors gonna do the same thing they've been doing now,
right?
Which is go around the system, even like having a certain.
But some of them.
That's why I said I wonder if they're required to report it.
But you may be required to report
That's what I'm saying, if they're required.
You may be required to, but I doubt that they're going to.
I'm just saying that, doctors, how they kind of do.
Because what if you're a doctor who's in Georgia who moves to Florida to practice simply because they banned it in Georgia? So then you move to Florida to perform it. But why would you not? Because if you truly believe in women's right to choose, because if you're a doctor who's doing abortions, I'm sure you would believe in a woman's rights to choose.
If I was a doctor and I knew I could go to prison.
You follow every damn rule and law.
No, I don't.
I wouldn't, baby. I wouldn't report shit. I mean,
I do follow a lot of rules, but I'm just saying I'm not gonna chance that. I mean, I'm just saying that's me, and
but you probably wouldn't be a doctor who performs abortions.
I wouldn't, not at all. But I'm just saying,
I wouldn't. Yeah, but
I wouldn't risk my practice and my license.
But every woman has
illegal.
choice if they're gonna get it or not. So
I mean, and
They
if you're
do.
a doctor who believes that, who truly believes that the women that are coming here are this is their constitutional right to choose, I would probably be a doctor that if I believe that this was your constitutional right to do this,
exactly.
I wouldn't report it. I'm not reporting this shit. I'm not going to turn you around and send you out the door. If you're a 12-year-old who shows up at my front door, I'm going to probably perform it and go on. And I'm not reporting it. Now, if somebody reports on me,
That's what I'm saying. That's
that
why
might
I'd
be another
afraid
thing,
to do
but-
it in general, because what if I'm required to report it and then somebody turn around and turn me in, then I lost my practice and everything else.
But I think sometimes it doing what's right sometimes requires us to do what's not necessarily legally right, depending on who you are. Some people, some people are will believe in it. I mean, I just would, because if a 12-year-old shows up at my front door and they a 12-year-old, because some of them just sing 12 and 13 and
I know.
year olds coming in that door. Like, if you, what do you do? A 12-year-old whose uncle raped her.
That's why it's what were the exceptions
Exactly.
to that.
There are. I
And
mean,
obviously
in
there's no-
Alabama, they're saying theirs is the most restrictive. So you even incest and rape, you still at 6 weeks. So you're forcing. That's why
I
I
don't
said
know why you would be forced to have a kid and you've been raped, like
by your uncle,
by anybody.
by anybody.
Exactly.
Why are you forcing?
If you're raped, that should be an exception to all of this.
and obviously it's not, because it's saying it's not.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so who? I mean, I get that. I think because from when I was talking to Dominique, she said everybody's mad at all these white men because they shared the post of all these legislators and all that stuff, and it was nothing but white men. But she said a woman actually wrote it and actually passed the bill. Not
It
the
is
men.
like a white lady that's like the head of it.
So my question is, so did the people not vote on this?
It's just only been in legislature.
And it passed.
Mm-hmm.
So the people of Georgia and of these states did not have any say-so in these bills that passed.
So maybe that's why it's going to court, and
That's why they're saying it's legally
Yeah.
against the law. Like, you can't
exactly.
force us to continue. But none of in the states that they've legalized, but basically what they're saying is they're overturning the Roe versus Wade decision. So basically states are saying that we don't have to follow that. Because when you go to Supreme Court, it becomes a federal law. But each state by themselves can make their own and create their own laws.
Right.
So basically each state is saying that I'm not going to follow this federal law. I'm not going to,
Right.
per state, I'm going to do something different. So, yeah.
Glad my tubes is tied, Jesus.
Mine too.
Well,
But
mine
I
ain't
wouldn't.
tied,
But my thing is, I don't believe in abortions anyway. But that's the thing. But I think, like, for me, you know what I'm saying? But I can't say the woman down the street that got raped, or the woman that felt like, at this point in time in her life that this baby, or the woman that's, medically, really got pregnant and really can't have kids and need to abort this baby. I don't think you should be able to take that choice away.
Yeah, I just feel like, it's a woman's body. And I
And
feel like
she should have a choice.
She should have a choice on what
Yes.
she chooses to do with it.
I have
I
been
just feel like our rights are being stripped away.
right.
They are.
It's
What
like
about
I told,
those?
like when Mika said, it's like you take 10 steps forward and like 15 years
steps
worth of
back.
steps
Yeah.
back. Like you taking
Everything
years.
that we done fought for and women and got, rights for, they just took it right back like boom, and all of a sudden, that's just crazy to me. That's very ridiculous.
Yeah. So basically, it is a woman who's basically, because the governor of Alabama is a woman.
Oh, okay.
But do you know that they have like these dumbass thought processes, and like I said, people go to and take their religion and utilize in their religion what they want. That's just cherry picking, and I think that's why for me it's become so hard to believe in like religious practices in some places, because I feel like people cherry pick and decide and pick what they want to follow and who they want to be, and you're not really truly being a Christian in spaces where you really truly need to be a Christian in. You pick and choose where you're going to be a Christian. I'm going to be a Christian when it comes to this baby's heartbeat because this is a baby and we going to da-da-da-da. But then let the baby get here and be living in a box with their mama on the side of the road, and you have you harsh about that situation. You hard about dealing with kids, that the kids that are here we don't have programs enough programs in place to take care of the damn kids that's living in here. You know, so where did so you got this big heartfelt you pouring out all your heart on all these fetuses that aren't here. You know, don't kill them, don't kill them, don't kill them. But then you get a baby here and you don't give two shits about whether or not the baby died. You got all these kids that you keeping at the border and you separated them from their family. Where's your heart then? Like, I think for me, that's why I struggle with this whole thing. Like, you cherry pick what you can, and your religion backs all this shit, all your shitty ass decisions. But then when it comes to other things, well, that's just not my, that's not my my area, or that's not my concern.
They
well,
cherry pick because it's whatever is beneficial to them.
Exactly.
Right. And like you said, if they're really feeling like the whites are becoming a minority, forcing people to have babies is beneficial to them.
Yeah,
exactly.
And to their race.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't afford to take care of it, then just put it up for adoption. We'll find somebody that can, and hopefully, they give them a better life.
Okay.
Hopefully. Anyway, but so the other topic that was hot this week was the whole Ayesha Curry that people continue to keep talking about.
They're still talking about it?
Oh,
I'm glad it slowed down.
I'm glad it slowed down too. So what are y'all's thoughts about it?
So you're going to talk about it?
Like, kind of what happened.
Right.
So, basically, Ayesha Curry was on Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett, her family. So, basically, more like Steph's family. I think it was just like her mother-in-law, his sister, his brother's wife. And, they were all kind of at the Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett. And Jada Pinkett asked a question, basically, about groupies and how they felt about groupies. And in that conversation, Ayesha basically said that she wish she had groupies, male groupies, and that she wished she was getting attention from other men. And so, of course, we have the internet who loves to troll people and took her words and just went with it. Lit a fire.
And I don't know. My thing was I didn't take it where it was like, oh, she's looking for attention. Oh, Ayesha, calm down. You got somebody. You know what I'm saying here? Because my thing is, nigga, I've been married I've been with my husband 12 years, and I promise you, I still won't, not saying that I need it for some type of affirmation or something, but it feel good when I walk into the store and they like, hey, beautiful, good morning, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that I'm looking for it, but it definitely doesn't, make me feel, it makes me, when you don't get nobody saying anything, it makes you think about it. So
I think it's normal, and I think that, she probably been with him for a long time. She didn't probably she have had some kids.
She has.
She didn't gain weight. She probably don't feel the way she used to, and then we don't know what type of attention and affection he's giving her. So what if she's not getting that at home? What if he's not telling her that she's beautiful because he's so used to looking at her every day? And then my husband ain't telling me. My husband ain't really being, everything that I need him to be affectionate and attention-wise. And then I'm going out in these streets and I'm not getting any attention from nobody. So it does. I think that it messes with your self-esteem. You start to wonder if you're beautiful, and I think that's her problem. I think it's totally normal.
It is.
Her comment was totally normal, but I don't like the way people jumped on her. Like, well, your husband is Steph Curry. You need to trade me men. Just making comments like that. But at the end of the day, she's human and she has emotions, and she's a woman.
So my take on it is this: one, somebody else was like, if a man said it, how would women feel? And I get that. A man can't really stand up and say, I wish I had women's attention. A woman was paying attention to me, because they made it like this. So basically, if a man did that, when he go home and get dressed, every time he get dressed up or something, she gonna be like, so what you going to look out for? Who you going to get dressed for? You trying to get dressed for this bitch's attention out here? I get it. It's a double standard, but there's a lot of double standards that women don't get, and a lot of passes that women don't get that men get. I get that part, so I completely 100% understand the double standard. My biggest thing is this. I feel like what happens as people in relationships is we take someone else's insecurity. We take our own insecurity with what their insecurity is. Because a lot of times the idea is, my insecurity is that you want attention from somebody else, and that you may take attention from somebody else that may take you from me. And then I can't even allow you to have your own insecurity, where insecurity should be separate. So then maybe that's where we need to start having a talk, because I think what ended up happening is maybe that Jada Pinkett's question struck a nerve. Because if your husband is Steph Curry, and in that talk she talked about how like he's so nice that he won't like tell women to back up, or like sometimes she's had to be more assertive and just kind of assert herself into the space and be like, excuse me, hi, I'm here, like move around. She said he won't introduce her to things. I think sometimes, and this just may even just be the space where she at, she might have gotten in her feelings at that moment and was just basically like, sometimes I want him to feel like I feel.
Probably.
You know, he's Steph Curry. He's an all-star player. He gets all this attention. He get all these groupies. And sometimes I have to insert myself in spaces that I don't feel like I should have to insert myself in, because she basically said that. Like, sometimes I have to tell women, you know, get on, back up. This is my husband. Hi, I'm here, because he doesn't have that personality.
Exactly.
And he's all nice and sweet to everybody. And so maybe I feel like I'm your wife. I done had these 3 kids. I done probably lost a little bit. But sometimes I feel like maybe I want him to feel what it feel like to have people just walk up on me.
And she just don't want to be Steph Curry's fucking wife.
Right.
She want to be Ayesha Curry. She got shit out there going for herself too.
Right.
You know, who the fuck want to be? Who wants to be? Well, you know, that's Steph Curry's motherfucker got a name. Like,
Right.
who wants to be introduced like
Which
that?
is why I think she is making a name for herself.
Yeah, she's making a name for herself, and I
Because she
think
wants to separate that.
he shouldn't even have to ever even put her in a position anyway. My thing is, even being married, I promise to God, even being married, it used to be a T-shirt say if you speak, what is it? It used to be something like if you say hi to my husband, or basically they need to say hi to you too. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, I can't imagine my husband standing right here. I'm standing right beside you, and I feel like, well, hello, I'm Shamika Bryant. Right. Hello. You know, I don't feel like I should ever have to do that, and he knows that I should never have to do that. It better not be a way that if you sit up here and have a conversation more than about 2 minutes, that you shouldn't have took time out and said who the fuck I am.
Right.
Like, she shouldn't have never been put in that position by far. Like, if I gotta introduce myself, then we're gonna have a conversation once we get home.
But how many times have we seen her on TV? Because we've seen her insert herself on spaces from time to time. Oh, honey, she has. But she's got that personality, which, like I said, it may just be as simple as Jada Pinkett's question struck a nerve. Like, I get tired of dealing with these different women who just walk up on my husband, and sometimes I just want him to know what it feel like.
And just like what she said on her, she said after they had their baby, girl, a woman opened the car door, looked in the car at her baby, and she was like, whoa. And the woman said, you know what you signed up for? Bitch, what did I sign up for? I met this man in high school that I fell in love with. He ended up being an NBA player. We had kids, bitch. Who signed up for what? I'm gonna need you to back your head up.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, so I think she's got. I mean,
no.
so people will run over boundaries, and women, groupies, will run over a boundary.
Yes,
quick
like,
as
stay
fuck.
in your lane.
You know?
Yeah, they don't care.
And
They don't care about you.
But that's not what I signed up for. Nigga,
Right.
I signed up to be love the, you know, I signed this marriage certificate because I loved him with all my heart.
Right.
That's not what I signed up for, bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that sometimes we just go in those spaces, and like I said, if she anything like me, from time to time, I'm gonna be the woman that's gonna be like, every now and then, I just want you to know what it feel like, because I feel like you don't know what it feel like for somebody to just. I want you to see what it feel like. For you to have somebody that just walks in and we just standing here and some woman just walk up or some man just walk up on me.
Exactly.
And now you know he's attracted to you.
Yes, girl. No, I just don't think it's right. You know, I think that people, women in general, you know, just need to think about what it makes another woman feel.
But they don't care though. He's the target, and they just trying to get to him. They don't care about Steph Curry. They care about Steph Curry's money and who he is.
That's true.
But him as a person, they can give 2 shits.
And
or his family. They don't care about his wife. They don't care. So what? She's standing here.
And the thing is, she human. What she said is what a lot of women probably didn't say it to their homegirls on the phone, but because she got on there and said it with Jada Pinkett, everybody feels some type of way about it, that she's seeking for this attention. No, a lot of them women is saying it. These superstars are saying it. They might just be saying it with their homegirls, but they saying it.
But then also, Jada Pinkett said, I used to feel like that. She was like, when I was younger, I felt the same exact way. Like, I wish men saw me. And when she said it, the whole table basically said, there are men that are paying attention to you. You just don't notice it.
Exactly.
You just don't see it because you have a one-way track mind. You see your husband, your family. And a lot of times, I think the other side of that is, as a woman, you kind of lose yourself under a man because you are the homekeeper. You taking care of your kids. You got a business. You taking care of your business. And so you get this one-track mind because your mission is your family. That's your number one mission. Everything that I'm doing for the purpose of my family. And so it does suck sometimes because you feel like you lose who you are. Like, who was I originally before I walked into this relationship? Now I have this relationship with this man who overshadows everything I do.
I mean, and she didn't sign up for that. I mean, you really don't sign. I mean, and even if you do sign up for it, you're not mentally prepared to deal with all of that. I mean, because still at the end of the day, you're still human. And no, I didn't sign up for you to be walking up, looking in my car, talking about you signed up for this. That don't give you the right, just because, we're in the spotlight, that don't give you a right to come opening up my car door. Or it don't give you the right to run up on my husband or be rubbing up on my husband because he's a celebrity. You don't have rights.
Right, not in this space.
You don't get that right. So women, these groupies out here, they need to lose that mindset. Like, I mean, so what? So
and people need to lose that mindset just listening to that whole statement overall. Because a lot of women didn't feel like that and just maybe not voiced it.
And that's what I said. And she's in a platform where you can also stop and be like, well, if Ayesha Curry feels like that, then me feeling like that is normal.
That's why when you asked the question, I said I don't blame her. I mean, I totally understand.
Yes.
Because, I mean, even though, you have this husband, you still want to feel wanted. It's not that you want to, have sex or be with any of these men. You just want to still feel attracted.
And I think it was a lot more men that had a lot to say on
that's
social media.
A
majority of people that I've seen it was men. Women understood. Shit, women definitely understood more than them men was understanding. These men was like, who want their wife to be out here wanting attention from some other man? And
because men take it, again, like I said, I think the issue that we have with men, because I had somebody who was like, what did he say? Attention-seeking women. But my biggest issue with that is, please don't take one sentence that I say out of my mouth and make that a character trait for me. Because she's not out here posting her ass on Instagram. Exactly. She's not out here doing anything inappropriate. She's actually a damn good woman for her husband. She puts on a great face for what her husband is. She is a great representation of her family. Please don't take one sentence and make it a whole character trait.
You know what I've heard men say though about her is that she's pretty, but she doesn't have any sex appeal.
Yeah. But why not though?
But did y'all see that?
That's what I heard them say.
Right after they said it, did you see the little video where she in the audience and they was the first game? What was it? I think it was round 1 of the game. She's in the audience and she goes to jump up and stand up. She got like a little jacket on and she got shorts. And they like some little coochie ride. They like, the little coochie shorts, girl. So when she stands up, she has to pull them down because it goes up in. And they say, there go Ayesha. Ayesha needing attention again.
Hold on, so one of the memes I seen, I'm sorry, I know this takeaway, but one of the memes I seen, she was like dancing, they was dancing together, and both of them was hella off.
At the club.
And the dancing was so horrible. And they was like, see, this is why Ayesha needs some attention.
Girl, yes, I see. Because I seen them, I didn't see the meme, but I see when they was dancing at a club, that was probably actually... The video came out probably about a couple months ago or something. Girl, I think it was his birthday, somebody's something.
This is why Ayesha needs some attention. But my thing is, like I said, our women are like that. That's every woman has felt that in her space of being with her man. If you walk out of here, I don't give a damn what nobody say. If you walk out your house too many times, go to a grocery store, a gas station, and somebody don't say, "Hey, beautiful," "Hey," you gonna think, "Well, damn, did I lose it?"
Especially if you're single,
right?
Or especially if you took time to get dressed and you wanted her something.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, like y'all know these gray hairs around my edges. I don't know, they just do something to me. And every now and I let them come in sometime, but it do make me feel good. Like when a young guy actually approached me and tried to talk to me, because I feel like they make me look old. I feel like I look old, and then for like a young dude to come talk to me, it actually makes me feel good.
Girl.
So I think it's the same thing with her.
It's just flattering.
It
It
is.
is.
And men hate to hear that.
Yes.
Men hate to hear that women want attention outside of her man. Oh, that must mean you attention seeking, and that's a dangerous area to be in. And no, because that don't mean that I'm paying half the folks that pay me attention any kind of attention. But I might also just like the idea of knowing, because as my man, it's your job to tell me I'm pretty. You better tell me I'm pretty even when I'm ugly, even when my breath stink and my hair all over my head. That's your job. But when I go outside of your home and somebody else gives me a compliment, they're not obligated to give me that compliment. So it makes me feel like I'm actually, I must look good today.
Right.
Especially if it's on one of them bad days and you know you just got up and maybe ran the Craigslist out there, got up, threw on some jogging pants and a t-shirt and be like, do I want to put on a bra? Well, I guess I will. Throw on the bra, and you know that you just, all I might have did was probably slick my hair back in a ponytail. It might not get slicked back at all. I'm just going to run up and get a few things. And then somebody say, hey, beautiful.
You talking who?
Me? Right. Thank
You know what I'm
you.
saying?
That's
Thank
all
you.
that matters. Hold on, I done had random old white women say, you look really pretty. And sometimes I just, it's flattering. Thank you.
It is.
You're really beautiful. Thank you. It don't have to be a man. Just the fact that
Just
somebody
attention.
else saying you look really pretty, you're beautiful. That's important. And people think, well, it's not coming from. No, it's like your mama. Your husband eventually comes like your mama telling you you're pretty every day.
Exactly.
Right.
That is so true. So true. Because, if your mama tell you, you just be like, oh, thank you, mama. It feel like one of them obligations, where you feel obligated your mama have to tell you.
Right.
Because my mama gonna juice me up every time I go, y'all. My mama my biggest fan. I'm
She
telling
is.
you. I be there walk this somewhere thinking I'm girl. I be like, mama, how I look, girl? You look good. Go on over there so I can take pictures. You look good.
That's my daughter.
That's my daughter.
And she posted it on Facebook. It's my daughter.
But that's what I'm saying. Your husband becomes that
Okay.
cheerleader like your mama.
Yes.
Like you expect him to come out and tell you you're pretty. So like it's the same with your homegirls. You look back at pictures and be like, bitch, I knew I looked a hot ass mess that day. And why didn't it tell me? But your friends is gonna hype you. They gonna give you that hype. But same with your husband.
If you looking a mess, she need to be honest.
Yeah, I'm telling all my friends.
Be
Like,
honest.
look like that day I came here. Dante, you going that comfortable? Dante was comfortable that day. Like, Dante, is you going that comfortable?
Hold on, then I walked in the door and Mika said, yeah, Dante, you should change.
Dante was comfortable with shit.
Yeah, I don't think you want to
And
wear
Dante, you was
that.
cute, but you was comfortable.
Thank you, girl.
Yeah, you was cute, though.
But yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
be all the way up.
She changed it up on us, though. She got cute.
But I think what ended up happening is we started seeing men's insecurities. And men want to feel like they're good enough. They're the only people in the world. But this is the other part. People were like, well, she needs validation from the world. Her husband gets validation from the world. Her husband is one of the top players in the United States. He got groupies from groupies upon groupies. So he getting all of this validation from around the United States. I don't care where Steph Curry go. If Steph Curry walk into a building, people cheering him on. And I said that would be like if he was playing a trash player playing on a trash team. At some point, he gonna be looking for some level of validation.
That's what I was saying. And men can't tell me you in some relationship, you've been with some woman 10 years, and that woman then kind of slacked up off of just waking up saying, damn, or you look handsome today, or your haircut is nice, your wife didn't stop, or your woman didn't stop telling you that, and you can't tell me you go to the store or something, a bar or anything, and some woman give you a nice compliment like you look nice. Don't tell me that ain't gonna really boost his ego. Like, damn, well,
It will.
and it will. Men look for that same type of.
We're
affirmations. I don't
human.
care.
We all look for it
human.
in
So-
some form of fashion.
Right. One of my coworkers, this is funny. One of my coworkers, when I was at that party the other day, basically walked up to me and was like, so you trash? And I was like, wait, what? He was like, you trash. And I said, well, what are you talking about? He didn't been drinking. So it's funny because I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, when I was all fat and stuff, you basically pointed that out to me. But now that I lost all this weight and you ain't even said nothing. He fully married with 2 babies.
And he
needed to hear that. And clearly needed to hear it from me because in his space, he felt like, well, you didn't have no problem telling me I gained the weight. So you shouldn't have no problem telling me you see it.
Yeah.
You know, so I hate when men act like they don't need validation, or when some woman needs validation is too much, or she attention seeking, or this, that, and the other. Like, that to me is trash. I feel like y'all just all in y'all's own little insecurities. And how are we supposed to, as a relationship, function in this? Sit down, maybe, and if it bothers Steph when she said it, then that was a conversation between her and Steph that they needed to have. Baby, why do you feel like you need that?
Exactly.
And maybe they did.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had that conversation.
You know,
Baby,
you know, why? But see, somebody was like, I would be like, what the fuck? I said no.
But that's
the problem. Yeah. I said, does everybody want to fight and argue and you stupid for going on? I said, but really in real life, the only reason you mad is because it struck a nerve in you, because it then pinpoints one of your insecurities, which is, oh, well, if a woman wants attention from another man, then that must mean she may pay attention to some of that attention or whatever. Versus saying, baby, I see you done had our babies. She done been pregnant 3 years in a row. Because them kids is like stair steps.
Oh, okay.
She ain't getting she ain't out here getting lipo, suctioning it up.
She ain't.
Reconforming her body. None of that shit. She ain't doing that. So then she told us she like us.
She did. She was like, she like us.
She like us. So when you look down at your stomach and some of that shit, you like, this shit ain't gonna tuck. I done been in the gym about it. I done been at the gym every week.
You eating right. You doing everything right. And that damn stomach won't go nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere.
Like, shit. Because even after having a baby, shit, sometimes you need them affirmations. You know, having a baby hard on your body.
It is hard.
Men ain't been pregnant and having them holding them babies for 40 weeks. I don't give a damn. Sometime after, if you done did it 3 years in a row,
you done stretched your body out 3 years in a row. Your titties a little further down than they used to be.
After 3, hell yeah.
Your stomach is stretched out and it's no longer stretching back.
I mean?
Look, I got 3. I know.
Shit. You looking in that mirror like, damn. Like,
right.
Because I got this little pooch, it won't go nowhere. Like, damn.
Yeah,
and men don't understand that. They
don't.
think, like, the thing is, they think, oh, you can just go to the gym, but some shit you can't work off.
Right.
Some shit ain't never going nowhere. Surgically has to be removed. My muscles don't. They ain't closed back today.
Together like that.
They just you know.
Shit, you done had 10-pound babies, 9-pound. It just ain't gonna happen like that.
Right.
I don't care what they say. You know, and I just don't think she was wrong whatsoever. I'm like, girl, we all. I'm going to tell men we all need it, you know, every once in a while. So go next time you see a nice looking woman, or even in fact, just tell her she look pretty at the store. Or you never know how that's going to make their day.
And you don't even have to give her your number, your nothing. No. Just say, you know what, you look really pretty today, and go on. If you got a girl.
And keep it moving.
And keep it pushing.
Right, you got a girl.
Because I'm going to appreciate that more.
Right.
It just be like, you know what, I noticed you over here and you look really nice today. And keep it pushing.
Right.
That's going to that'll brighten my day up.
Right.
Be like, oh my God.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. Yes.
We got to practice, y'all.
Yes, we do.
Our dance practice.
Capri don't look like that. Capri signed us up for this.
First of all, I didn't know what I was signing us up for.
But you did sign us up for it.
I didn't know we was going to be doing 20-year-old dances.
Exactly.
And I realized that when I watched that video,
20-year-old, that goes down further than that.
Like, okay, 15-year-old.
12.
And so when I went back and re-looked at that video, I said, "Oh baby, I don't know how this is gonna turn out because I don't know that this is gonna look good."
Well, we gotta practice today real quick so we can
we do.
Be prepared tomorrow at dance practice.
Oh, we do have dance practice tomorrow. I hope the tornado and storm in hell.
Well, it's supposed to. Don't hope that.
I don't hope that. I don't need that.
I'm okay. It can hail, tornado, and do stuff on the other side. We just need it to be on the other side. But if it's on the other side, we won't be out in it.
Because schools is closed already. So we know we expecting it for it to look hopefully not bad, but shit.
So I'm wondering if my job's going to close tomorrow.
I mean, I'm going to tell you this. If it get too bad, it's supposed to come in at noon. I ain't going to nobody's job. I'm going home.
Yeah.
My coworker, she just sent me a text asking if she can get into the building. She wanted to make sure the alarm. She's going to get her computer. So I'm wondering
if you need to get your computer.
No, I got my computer.
Oh, okay.
Just in case. You can work home from any day. Like, I'm not going to come in today.
Yeah. Right.
Whatever.
Same here. I can do that.
I know.
Let me wake up and it's a monsoon. My supervisor's going to be like, stay at home. But cool.
Look, y'all suck.
I
I'm
show
texting my
up. No
supervisor
problem.
right now.
I don't have no
Oh,
problem.
shut up, Dante. Let me text her while we here.
Right.
Let me text her while we here.
Anyway, well, it's been a good conversation.
It has.
Our time getting shorter and shorter.
We're going to have to make sure. Is it?
No, you can add on.
Oh, yeah. That ain't too bad.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
You know, long as we get good conversations and give us over an hour, I think we do pretty good.
Then I think too, when we drink, we talk longer.
And we haven't been.
We have not.
Now, that's what it is, y'all. It went from the hour 45 down to hour 15. It's because we have not been drinking alcohol.
We have not.
We have been sober for weeks.
Yeah, because I've been on my
Because
little
Dante
fast.
actually went on
a fast, so it ain't really no fun for me and Mika just to be drinking.
We just ain't
Dante be
drinking on
looking
no
at us and
Sunday
weird
and
stuff.
yeah. So we haven't.
Because Mika really ain't the drinker.
No, I ain't. So we've been sober.
We have.
Yeah.
We all
But
done
you
went
know
on a
what's
fast
crazy?
with you.
I've lost 4 pounds.
See, that's what's up.
And we done went on a fast with you on accident.
I know.
On accident.
Actually, we weren't even trying to do it
We were
purposely.
trying to do it purposely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but we
gotta-
definitely, but that is, look, y'all, because we do talk more when we, obviously, when we're drinking, because it has went down from,
I know I talk more when I drink.
So, yeah. Well, thank y'all for your support. Like,
Thank you.
I don't know, like, I keep sending y'all these stuff. I'll be like, we gonna be on the billboard in New York one day, y'all. Times Square, middle of Times Square. We are.
Summer. Heck yeah.
Oh no, that ain't no summer. We gonna be on the
Yeah.
billboard in
Yes.
New York.
We
Yeah, y'all gonna see our
plan that.
nice, beautiful faces. And we're gonna go to Times Square just to take a picture.
We're going to Times Square next year anyway.
Are we?
Yeah, we already said we're going to New York.
Whoop whoop.
Oh, for the podcasting stuff.
We are.
We're just going to go to New York even if we're going to New York regardless.
Oh, I'm with
Okay,
that.
I'm with that
Yes,
too.
we're going to New York regardless. We already said that.
Okay.
Next year, we definitely planning a trip to New York.
Well, maybe we can go and hit up Guys Next Door.
Okay. Is they in New York?
Yeah, they're in New York. They
Oh,
are.
yeah.
The Black Girl Podcast is in New York.
Oh, we should visit both of those.
Yeah. Who else is in New York? There's one called.
So that means we can't stay. We did last time.
Horrible
We only
or-
stayed 3 days. We got to do it a little bit longer.
we need like 5 days.
Yeah, we need 5 days.
That'd be nice.
Yeah,
We just go in and explore,
exactly.
find the black folks in New York.
And just hang out.
And just
I think
hang
we would
out.
have a ball.
I know we will have a ball.
So yeah. So plan, y'all remember that next year.
Birthday.
Oh,
well,
I'm
let's
ready.
go for my birthday.
Okay.
I'm usually out of town.
I don't care. You ain't out of town. You get back eventually. I mean, my birthday's in June, and we celebrate my birthday the month of June. So I need Mika to understand this. This is how this is going to happen because Dante about to play like she don't know. We going to that Memorial Day day party, and then we gonna party until we're going on the cruise.
Okay.
And then when we come back, we're gonna party some more. I don't care what she do during the week, but she just needs to be prepared to do whatever she got to do on the weekend.
Okay.
I'm with it. I can. I got time there.
I mean, you know,
Well, your birthday is on a what?
it's on a Thursday.
Well, we still go somewhere. We can go to live music while Dante in here. Don't eliminate me because Dante
Oh,
ain't
man.
I mean, of course, I wouldn't eliminate you first of all, but at the end of the day, Dante is gonna miss it. She's gonna feel left out.
Can we go the week before live music?
We can do. Hold on, look. I said June.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll
then
do
let's
that.
go that week before.
So
Okay.
month of June,
So
we are
it'll be
kicking
the
it.
week after we get back from our cruise, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, see, let's do that.
Okay.
Yep.
We can do that.
I'm
Because
off
I'll
of
be
that.
gone that Monday through Friday.
Okay.
What she do during the week, I don't care.
Yeah.
She just needs to go and hop off her flight. We're gonna meet her at the airport with her shot. Go on and take your shot and let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. You
I just need her to
just be
understand.
ready,
Hold on,
Dante.
look. Don't be having your brothers and shit here.
Okay. Just be ready.
Just be ready to go. So
Okay.
since we can't go to Chicago
Exactly.
for my birthday, I think
But
that's
you know, we'll still schedule. We still gotta. So is Trap up until July?
no, they
they
do
don't
it
do
every.
year
They
round.
do it year round, but they don't usually schedule it out. The schedule just goes up to July, so then you gotta wait it
so
out
we still can look in there
and see when the
the
next
next
one's at.
sessions go, because y'all know I scheduled my vacation November the year before, so all my shit be scheduled. So yeah.
Well, okay,
We'll
so
look
we
and see.
good. Hopefully they'll do it in New York, and then we can go around the time
Exactly.
and go to New York then.
Oh,
And
that would be the bomb.
that would be great because it originates out of New York.
Okay, good. We'll keep
So,
our eye on it.
yeah.
So we can see. Okay.
So anyway, y'all know where y'all can reach us. Instagram MochaTea Podcast. So it's MochaTea _podcast. We've had a few of the New York podcast followers this week.
I followed them.
Showing us love.
I followed them. They followed the MochaTea thing.
Yeah, that was pretty big.
Yeah, I went in there and looked them all up, started following them, and then I seen they requested to follow. I guess they probably looked at my page and seen that we got a podcast.
Yeah, the podcast.
Oh, okay. See, I need to.
Yeah.
I don't think I have. I don't know. I need to try.
And they've been followed. They follow. It's a couple of them follow my personal page.
And I've got some influencers, people that have been like got 47,000 followers and shit that done started following and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll take it. Hey, and I've been looking every day to see if they go away, and I'm like, oh no, they gonna stay. Okay, you gonna stick?
Okay.
Go ahead then, liking my
Stick.
pictures and shit.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Go on and stick to it. All right, cool. And then we're on Facebook, MochaTea Podcast. We're on Twitter, MochaTea Podcast. For inquiries, any kind of bookings, any kind of questions, anything you guys have for us that you just don't want to put on social media, we are at MochaTea2018@gmail.com. Hit us up. Let us know what's going on. If you got any questions for us, topics for us, you can put it in there. You can always just DM us, let us know. You can hit us up on one of the comments, whatever you're comfortable with.
Whatever you choose.
Every Sunday, a new episode is posted to SoundCloud and will be on YouTube. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties for the last two, but they'll be on there tonight. And then every Monday and Friday, 9 a.m. Central, we are on SeattleHipHopRadio.com. Y'all remember that you don't have to just listen to us on Seattle Hip Hop Radio. Dante said that there was a podcast right after us that's like a sports podcast.
Yes.
She said it was real interesting.
It was. They were arguing. And so it drew me in. I'm like, dang. Girl, I was trying to see, like, they about to go to blows on the phone?
Okay.
on the radio?
So, go ahead and just check us out on that. But if you have anything for us, like I said, support SeattleHipHopRadio.com. That is a Black-owned business. He's also out here just, trying to he has a platform for those of us who are in our small beginnings, who are trying to build up, and we appreciate his platform. So support him. Like I said, 24 hours a day. The other day when I was listening, and before I was listening to our podcast, they had some reggae on there. I was like, oh, this is hot.
Shut up.
That was nice.
Oh, that's what's
So,
up. And remember, it's 24 hours, so you guys can listen, just like we said, like, Pandora or anything else. You can listen to Seattle Hip Hop Radio 24 hours a day. So don't hesitate to tune in whenever.
right. So, anyway, thank you for listening, and we are out.